To print out color separation vellums, it's helpful to use the layers menu because you are going to separate each color into a different layer to print onto vellum. So if that isn't already showing, you want to go under Window to pop your layers up. Now, this would be in an instance where you had something that you had already made, like just say you made this and you wanted it to print out like this on a piece of computer paper, but for printmaking purposes, you're going to have to do something a little different. So the most helpful thing is to make a few layers. You want one layer to be for your targets, and if you double click on your layer title, you can change it. And you're going to have one layer per color, and you're going to put your darkest color at the top of that list and go down the lighter you get. So just say we have 2, make sure your lightest is on the bottom. But if you had 5, you would still put the lightest on the bottom. So for separating those, if they're all together onto separate layers, the easiest way is to come over here, select with your black arrow whatever it is you want to move, and you'll see a little green spot appear there, and you're going to drag and drop it up onto the layer on top, and that'll put it on its own separate layer. Now for targets, you click on that target layer, click off so you deselect anything you've already made. The most popular thing to use is star, and if your star isn't already showing, it's underneath your rectangle tool. Okay, you can use your shift key, drag, hold and drag, and you'll get a little star. And then you can use your option key, hold that down while you're clicking and dragging, and you'll get another star. If you're very picky, you can go and select those 2 with your shift key, come over to align and press your align, and then you can hold your alt again, and you can put those guys in alignment. Okay, they don't have to be beautiful. It helps if they are in 4 corners of your piece and that they're not too close to your artwork nor too close to the edge, and they're fairly simple. So the star is fairly simple but yet complicated enough. It's got the 5 points so that we can line that up. If your line is too skinny, that can cause problems, or if something is too fancy with too many details, then that can be tricky on your eyes. So you want to keep it kind of simple. Now, because I was already in Pantone colors, I already changed all these layers to Pantone colors, my star came out a Pantone color. An easy way to select them now that they're on their own layers, you come over here, and if you select on the side, it automatically selects everything on that layer. Ta-da! So you can change it over really easily to magenta. So let's go with the bottom up, since we'd be printing the bottom first, and then we'd be going to print the black on top, since the black is going to cover. Okay, you want to go back to that print window where under General you should see our 2203P1, and Tabloid. Under Output you want to be in Separations, and you'll see all the process colors don't have the little print next to them, and the Pantone do. If you leave both the Pantone on, this whole thing will print out as black, and that's only good for one color, so you want to separate them. If we do the magenta first, you take the little print icon off of the black. Now what this will print out, it'll print out just the magenta as you see it here. So you will have a big white shaped hole or negative space in the middle of your magenta. Okay? If in fact you don't want that to happen, you have to go back, cancel it, hide your black layer, and then go back to your print window, and under Output you'll see now you don't see that bird there, so you won't have a bird-shaped negative space in your print. And then you can go ahead and press the print button, and it'll print out as you see it. Now if we're done with that, We can cancel out, turn our bird back on. We want to print the black layer. We're going to have to go grab our targets again and make sure that they are black. So you can click next to the layer and turn them into Pantone black. Make sure you're using all Pantone colors. Go back to your file under your print. When you go to output, and you might have to check your printer and your media size. When you go back to output, now when you take off the magenta, you'll still see it in the print window, but it's only going to print the black. So it's only going to print the bird and the targets. You need the targets on each layer. The more layers you have, the more necessary it is that you have targets, because you could kind of line this up, especially if you're just printing on one color on another. This is not very hard to align, but just say you have more than that going on, your targets are going to be really necessary. So you'll print that. And then you get two separate vellum that then have targets on them that match, and you can print those nicely. And that's how you print your separations.